What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the World Cup Road to Glory. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a live game. Off camera I went and played 2 games online, 2 wins, 10 goals, 1 goal conceded. So I think I'm guaranteed qualification just because of the way that EA do things. I'm pretty sure the reason why they always leave you 1 game behind or like leave, like, you know how like my number 2 and number 3 haven't played their game yet. I think they do that because I think they try and give everyone the benefit of the doubt to send them through. I've actually seen someone go through on 2 points. I thought 3 was the minimum, but 2 is the minimum you go through on. If Team 1 wins all 3 games and then Team 2, 3 and 4 get 1 loss each and all draw, you can literally go through with just 2 draws, which is wild. But yeah, we should be in a good, like, I'll be very surprised if I don't qualify. So I thought, let me just get us into a point where I can qualify, we can get the pack, we'll do it all live and we'll see if we can build another icon. I've got some good players to start with for the icon. And I don't mind using JJ Okocha either. You know, he just sits on my bench, doesn't really do much. Deco the same. Just kind of sits there now that I've got Fernandinho, doesn't really do much. And with his 3-star, 4-star, I'd actually probably prefer to get rid of Deco over everyone else. Fernandinho now is in the team. You can see that we've got 2 games, 1 goal, 1 assist with your main man. I'm still not overly impressed with my team in general. It's a little bit short and still lacks in certain areas. So obviously I need a better goalkeeper, I need a better right back. But I also still need a box-to-box midfielder so that I could take probably Maradona out, and that's crazy that he'll come out because he's got, what's that, 71 goal contributions in 50 games, which is great. But Gabriel Jesus is the main man here with now 94 goal contributions in 50 games. Neymar, since we picked him up, has 30 in 14 games, and Lionel Messi has 21 in 14 games. And how crazy is that? That for whatever reason, no matter how good this Messi card is in terms of stats, he just doesn't get involved in gameplay, and I don't know why. So let's get into the game. Let's get into the comments, and we'll see. We'll just take from the top comments. Nausenheimer says Golovin, Cheryshev, and Zubia upgrades incoming. So they only upgraded. Was it Golovin? I think it might. I can't wait. Who was the man of the match? Yeah, Golovin got a man of the match. So he's now 82 rated. It's a good card as well. Good. What a team. 85 pace, 85 dribbling, 80 shooting and 84 passing for your man in midfield. And it's definitely an area in World Cup anyway that is lacking any depth in the centre of the park, that's for sure. So he'll be a good card. But I thought that, you know, based on what I read from EA, it was going to be lots of, you know, not just a man of the match, but, you know, any team that has a good performance will see lots of players upgraded. What I wonder is if that's going to happen from Wednesday, because I feel like they're going to be giving us a team of the match day kind of thing from Wednesday to replace team of the week. That's what my general feeling gets from. Obviously, it's Friday, the day that you're watching this. I'm very intrigued to see what EA do at 6 PM, if really anything at all. I know Festival of Football started on Wednesday, and the SBCs that they brought along with that are really cool. But they've obviously said that there'll be stuff in DKT, there'll be stuff in squad battles, and I'm interested to see today if the squad... I mean, I've obviously tried to play that squad more there. I'm interested to see today if the squad battles... Look at... This game. I'm interested to see if the squad battle stuff is done through weekly objectives or through the squad battles function itself. You know, will it be a player that you get on squad battles or not? That goal was just so horse, by the way. I bring Bobby Moore in, I tap X for a simple little pass and it plays it all the way up the field for no apparent reason. I then get 2 deflections go my way and the ball just falls straight, well, it deflects in really, didn't it? Get out of here, man. So yeah, as I say, basically to answer the top comment there, I did think that we would get a little bit more. I did think we'd get a little bit more players per game upgraded, but I guess not now. I guess it's only going to be only. JXS says at 320 that goal was AIDS unlucky. I can't even remember that. Pogba was a good box-to-box midfielder. Pogba was alright, yeah, but again, it's actually just his defensive stats weren't amazing. And I think in the grand scheme of things, especially now that I've actually gone towards a South American team, you know, obviously the majority of our team outside the Icons is South American, apart from Arias, who, oh wait, Arias, no, he's Colombian, isn't he? Yeah, I think, wait, is he Colombian? I can't remember. I think we've got like a full South American lineup, right? So other than Icons. So Pogba probably wouldn't have got in the team anyway. So it was always going to be a smart move to get rid of him. I've got to check out for this guy's tricks and skills. There's a few times he's hit me with like a roulette or a drop of a shoulder there. That was a poor pass from me. That's all right. He's just going to run back with his midfielder. I'm just going to walk up with my attackers. Should make it a little bit easier. Yeah, he's just going to back off. I'll take it. If this guy just wants to back off me, I'll take the easy finesses at the top of the box every time. Josh Outlet says, hey Net, what's your view on players with low stamina? I have JJ Okocha in my team and find by the end of the game he's shattered. Would you not just include him or make a sub in game? Would love your advice, love the vids and series, my man. Well, thank you for the kind words. Like stamina for me, specifically in FIFA 17, was like the most important thing, or one of the most important things that I would look at. Not the most important thing, but definitely up there. This year I kind of came into the game with that same opinion, but then I started using Kaka. Kaka obviously has 55 stamina, and that's not very good. But what I found was this game, man. Again, that was my bad, giving up silly possession there. But the dude just hits a rando shot. Yeah, what I found was, depending on the position that you play the player in, stamina can actually be relatively irrelevant. And so, in FIFA, let's try and get this goal, hold on, oh crap. In FIFA, it seems like for me, midfielders, did you see my player just teleport? What? Yeah, midfielders are very, very dependent on stamina. Fullbacks are very, very dependent on stamina. Cams, not so much, especially if you keep them, you know, to staying forwards or attacking or whatever. And strikers probably a little bit more important than cams because they do a little bit more running, like in behind and such. But generally speaking, if this guy just bangs another shot, that's his right foot, there you go. Generally speaking, depending on the position, stamina's not really that important. So for JJ Okocha, if you play him at striker or a cam, I actually think you can get away with using him for a full game, no problem at all. If, however, good. Has to be very quick. I mean, this guy, everything's going against me in this game. If, however, you play them in centre midfield and such, or fullbacks specifically, I think stamina is super important. That would be my opinion on the whole stamina debate. I can't believe some of the happenings in this game right here. That's why he's in so much discomfort. That's nice from Messi. And that's why, of course, that would have been this game right here is a few mistakes from me so far, that's for sure. But generally speaking, this game is 2-2 because of a little bit of luck right now. I've been really unlucky in all my bounces, and they haven't gone my way. Apart from that one right there, but my bounces generally have fallen back to this guy. My lads, that's a great goal. And his bounces have fallen back to him, and he's hit 2 long shots. But we're 3-2 up now, 30 minutes in, it's not a problem. Top Blaster says, hey Net, for all those people that said that you want to see regular fun on the channel, I suggest going back to the start of the series, as it is just as entertaining as watching the creation of the Super Team compared to watching the Super Team now. Just a suggestion, love the vids. Hey man, if people want to go back and watch from episode 1, hell yeah, I'm down for that. I am down for that. And just as a side note, guys, with the World Cup now being on, and the games being through the day generally, I might change my upload time for this series, not by too much, but I might just change it up till like midnight or 1 AM UK time. Ultimately, for those of you that watch this as like a daily kind of thing, it won't really change anything because you can still, you know, like when I uploaded it at 10 PM, at 10 AM, you can still watch it whenever you want. Essentially, you know, it's a VOD. You can click on it whenever you want. But I might just change it just because. With the World Cup, like today, for example, the games run at 1, 4 and 7, or 1, 4 and 8, or 1, 5 and 8. Let me get the live score up. Yeah, 1, 4 and 7. So the Portugal game, Spain game finishes at 9 PM. So at 9 PM, my main channel video will go live. And one of the reasons why I spread this second channel videos out at 10 is to give time for people to watch the main channel videos and then come and watch the second channel videos, right? So that's kind of what happens there. So with that in mind, yeah, they might just go up till like 11 p.m. or midnight. I don't know. I'll try some stuff out, but yeah. Bottom line is that the World Cup is like on through the day now, and you can just see in general with all sorts of things. You can see with streams, with video content, like FIFA channels right now, because it's football based, have just fallen off more than ever before. Like, you know, obviously over the last 3 or 4 months we've been through the whole FIFA is dead meme, and every time a video doesn't do well, people are like, who watches FIFA anymore? And I get that, right? But if you actually see the stark contrast, like FIFA viewership has just halved overnight, and that's because the World Cup started. Because who wants to watch a FIFA video instead of the greatest tournament on earth, you know? I know for me personally, I'm not watching streams or videos or anything whilst the World Cup's on, because I'm watching the World Cup. So for me, it's just about enjoying the World Cup to the absolute maximum. And I forgot where, so where I was going with that is, so for those of you guys that tune into my videos still every day, whether it's this guy's literally hit 3 long shots. This is why I need a better goalkeeper, guys. This guy has genuinely been in my half 3 times in 42 minutes. And with a great goalkeeper in the World Cup mode, I'd be 5-1 up right now, or 5-2 up, or 5-0 up. But because my goalkeeper is so terrible, it's 5-3, and this guy's still, you know, this guy's in with a chance still, because of the fact that my team just isn't saving, or my goalkeeper, should I say, isn't saving anything. Well, that's a good block. But yeah, so thank you guys for everyone that is still watching the videos. I appreciate the support immensely. And for those of you that are obviously watching the streams, if you don't know, I'm streaming on Facebook for the next 12 months. So if you do want to catch the streams, make sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. That was bad play. That was bad play. I was trying to get my player out there as well. But we're 5-3 up, guys, leading into half-time here. This should be half-time before he gets to score a goal. Or maybe I get to... Nope. So 5-3 into half-time. I'll be interested to see how many attacks this guy's had. So he's actually had almost as many attacks as me. I've had a little bit more possession, 1 more tackle, same passing, better shot accuracy. I've definitely been more efficient with my shots. But I think if we go back and look at those match stats, his shots... 3 are from outside the box. I suppose they're very comparable areas. I suppose mine are a little bit closer in, but generally speaking, those shots are from very comparable areas. So it's a fair game. It's a fair game at the moment. Next comment is from Jonah. He says, "Hi, I used to be an avid watcher of your vids 3 years ago, and recently came back due to your general intelligent feedback of the FIFA community. You're doing a great job, in my opinion. I love it. I got thinking, what are your demographics like? What age group most watch your videos?" So on and so forth. So it seems like for me the age group that most watches my videos is 18 to 24. In terms of the actual, like the what YouTube says, that's where it's at. However, it's quite skewed in general for, you know, for the fact that wow, that guy looks like petite. It is quite skewed in general because if a 12-year-old is watching and he's watching on his dad's account, that is an older demographic that's added in and a younger demographic that's removed, right? But generally speaking, my biggest watched user bases for age obviously are men between the ages of 18 and 24, and then the 25 to 35 or whatever, 25 to 30 or whatever the next category is. Those are like my biggest demographics. And you know, obviously I could make my videos for younger audience. It's just not me. It's just not me. I like to talk about the ins and outs of this game that a lot of younger people just wouldn't even understand. And that's not to say everybody wouldn't understand that. I'm sure when I talk about chemistry and chem styles and the boosts and the intricacies of the game, I'm sure there are lots of young guys out there that completely understand. That's a disgusting tackle. That completely understand what I'm talking about. But there are also some people that won't. But I won't push myself towards the younger demographic, not because I don't want the views, but because it would be generally quite easy views. I could easily make a lot more content for a younger audience there. But yeah, I prefer to have discussion, and what I prefer is to actually have the ability to discuss with you guys things in the comment section. like these comments right now. You know, like I think somebody that targets children, or not necessarily children, but you know, like a younger demographic, like the 12 to 16-year-olds, wouldn't be able to have just these kind of discussions, because it needs to be a lot more poppy and a lot more about like memes and jokes and so on and so forth. And that's just not me. Oops. That's a good goal, that is. Yeah, that's just ultimately that's just not me personally. Matt Ball says, but there are troll celebrations, usually the ones where you're battering players and can't finish because of your own poor finishing, or their goalkeepers are on god mode, then they score with a double deflected cheese goal in the 90th minute with their own shot on target. Everyone has had this happen to them at least once. Oh, there are troll celebrators. Yeah, but again, that's somebody doing it like to wind you up. The bottom line is always to wind you up, right? It's to gain that mental edge, and then that's on you whether or not you let that bother you. You know, as I say, like the mental like area of FIFA is sometimes more important than the skill level. I mean, we've talked about it a lot on this channel, and we actually talked about last year, talking about me potentially getting a psychological sports coach, because I can't deal with the pressure and I can't deal with the mental hammering that I get from this game. And so people said to me, like, genuinely, like, even though this is a video game, like a lot of the League of Legends teams and stuff, they have sports psychologists that are kind of there to help them when, you know, to help them get through losses that they shouldn't have taken, or to help them when they're in pressure situations, like when they go to Worlds and, you know, they're in like a high pressure situation. They have a sports psychologist that just talks to them and tries to give them that winning mentality and that winning attitude. And something that I see a lot actually out of when I play games just live, like this game right here, I do see a lot of comments, it's not like an overbearing amount of comments, but I do see a lot of comments of people say, like, dude, you beat yourself up before things even happen. Like, I'll lose possession and I'll say something like, oh, that's a goal, and that in a sense, in like a psychological sense, for me, I'll explain the reason why I'm like, oh, that's a goal, is because I'm trying to like let myself know that it's okay that that's going to be a goal, right? Because I've seen that pattern of play so many times, and more often than not it results in the opponent scoring. Like, this should be a goal, like that guy just played badly. And I almost try and condition myself to just be prepared mentally for the fact that I'm about to concede a goal, or that I should be scoring a goal. But a lot of people take that and say, you know, you shouldn't be saying that should be a goal, because that's like a negative energy into your mentality. So what you're saying is that you're kind of committed to the fact that you're going to concede, and so you don't have any other alternative in your mind. And then, like when that guy just didn't score, the alternative is when EA kind of like let me off, so to speak, because it wasn't a goal when I felt like it should have been a goal. And a lot of people rightly suggest that, you know, the fact that you say to yourself that negative thing then makes you play in a manner that is gearing yourself up for that to be the eventuality. And so when I say to myself, oh, that's a goal, I almost tell myself mentally, you can give up here, you can stop playing, you can stop trying, because you already know that this is due to be a goal. And there are probably many times where I've said to myself, oh, that's going to happen, and then guess what? That goes on to happen. Whereas if I said to myself, right, I need to get this ball back here, maybe I would have got the ball back. Maybe I would have prepared myself for the eventuality that I got the ball back. And so that kind of mentality, and like I say, like I do it all the time, and you guys tell me, like, stop saying that. Stop saying, oh, I'm going to lose this game. Like, sometimes I play a guy, and within the first 10-15 minutes I can tell he's a really good player, and I'm like, alright, this is going to be a tough game, I'm probably going to lose this game. And people are like, why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you like mentally preparing yourself for a loss? Like, why would you do that? And I understand it completely, and that's why, like, the mental side of FIFA can sometimes be more important than the skill set. You know, like, you could be the most skilled player in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in your own abilities, and every time you come up against someone that's half decent, you end up just psyching yourself out and saying, like, oh, I'm going to lose this game, and then you end up losing it. You're never going to become a top player. And that's an area that I'm in right now. Not to say that I would become a top player if I was like telling myself all the time, you're going to win every game, but definitely I would get more wins if you know, my general understanding of my gameplay was, hey, I can actually do this and become a better player. And that's what I've been working on a lot. And one of the things that really helps or hinders your mental progress is how you handle the kind of like effects of what the other person does to get at you mentally. And if you're the kind of person, like I say, that lets celebrations bother you, then you're already going to lose games that you probably should win based on skill, because you're letting the person get in your head. And that's and again, that's something I still do to this day from time to time, but it's something that I've personally been just really working on to try and not let bother me anymore, because it's like, ultimately it doesn't actually change anything. If this guy wants to be a dick, if he wants to, you know, if he wants to celebrate like a troll, if he wants to try and antagonize with celebrations, ultimately, essentially that means I'm actually in his head, because he feels like he needs the advantage by doing these celebrations. That's where we're at. Hayden says, please stop dabbing. No, I will not. No, I will not. Mr. Chioba says, Nep, the problem is that you purposely do these celebrations to trigger your opponent. Absolutely I do, though. He says, of course it's easy to take the moral high ground and label it just as a celebration. Not everyone is mature as you are. Things like this, why people in the community call you the man baby. When you know it's triggering people that aren't as mature as you, widespread negativity. Yeah, but but listen to what you're saying. You're literally saying, why are you doing a celebration that's in the game? Like, you know what triggers people? Losing. So why win a game? Why are you beating a guy when you know that triggers him? Why are you scoring from a near post corner when you know that triggers people? Why are you hitting a low driven when you know that triggers people? Why are you scoring the kickoff glitch when you know that triggers people? Like, it's not my job to make sure the feelings of the opponent that I'm playing against aren't hurt, essentially. You know, that's not my role as a FIFA player. This is, whether it's just a World Cup group game like this, or whether it's your 40th game of Foot Champs for your best rank ever, this is a video game that is competitive. There are two players and one guy's going to win and one guy's going to lose. And that will always be compounded by people trying to get under people's skin and trigger people. To say things like, this is why people in the community call you the man baby, I've honestly never ever seen, I've seen like the odd person here or there call me a man child or a man baby, but generally speaking, I mean, I'm active in the community, Reddit forums a lot, and me being called a man baby is definitely not a terminology that gets thrown around a lot. And in terms of it spreading negativity, I'm not spreading negativity by completing a celebration. You're interpreting it as negative because of the general consensus within the social scene. Because socially it's been labelled as a celebration that's due to trigger people, your mentality is of that. If the dab was labelled as a celebration that's a fun, cool celebration, everyone would do it and be like, hey, that's a fun, cool celebration. It's how you look at it. And I'm not going to take responsibility for other people getting angry at me using a celebration in the game under any circumstance. It's not my duty to make sure that the person on the other side of the other side of the game essentially is mentally sound. It's just not how it works. It's just not how competitive gaming works. It's not how online gaming works. And it will never change. Whether I do it or don't do it, it won't change. And it's not like, oh, but you should be part of the solution. It's not even about that. Like, even if I never ever did anything even remotely considered toxic or negative, the social gaming side of FIFA would still be incredibly toxic and negative, because that's what competitive gaming brings out in people. And as I say, I won't be held responsible for that, because that's not my duty, and it's not my job to worry about the feelings of the person on the other side. Because again, in the same vein, like that guy might have needed just 1 point to get out of the groups for the first time ever, and because he's matched up against me, because I've smashed him, he now might be raging, fuming, broken a controller. He might be so triggered because I managed to put 7 or 8 goals past him. Should I not have scored those goals? You know what I mean? Like, you can't find yourself accountable for that kind of thing. Like, it's, just like it's not anybody who plays against me's job to make me feel better about myself, it's not my job to make them feel better about themselves either. And that's just the way it is, really. It's just the way it is. Anyway, we got 1 board out of the thin packs, which was quite nice, an 83 Pastore. In this one, we're going to get a Keylor Navas. That's actually a good player. That is a very, very big player for me. A very good player, and that's because I can put any goalkeeper in goal. So getting Keylor Navas there with his great diving, his great reflexes, his positioning is not ideal, nor his handling actually. His diving and reflexes are very good. Let's have a look at what difference that is compared to the current goalkeeper that I have. But we should be able to get an icon out of this now as well. So he's got 6 more diving, 3 more reflexes, 1 less positioning, 4 less handling, and 4 less kicking. I'll try Navas for a few games, but I don't think Navas is the guy that I want, because his diving and handling is just his reflexes and diving is good. His positioning and handling is just really quite bad. Let's get into an icon though, guys, and we'll see if we can finish off with a good pull. I've already got Deco in there, as you can see. We're only sadly an 82 rated right now, but I think the 83 rated Pastore should potentially be enough, and I might just use Navas and get rid of Asensio, but let's put Pastore in there instead of there. So there you go. That is actually quite enough for rating. It's just not quite enough for chemistry, sadly. We're far off for chemistry. Let's get Zapata in there, and are we able to get? There's a big upgrade there for Zapata. Or Zapata. I kind of need a striker, really, don't I? Or an attacker of some degree, of some description. But I don't really think I have one. I don't really have that much. We've got Borja and Pizarro. Are they going to be enough? Oh, okay, so that is enough. That is enough. Let's put Pizarro up there. Okay, so that's not enough for rating, sadly. There we go. That's enough for rating, but it's not enough for chemistry. This is tricky. We need that left mid in there. I'm literally 1 rating short. Let's put Vencino in there. I am absolutely 1 rating short of what I need to be at. I know where we'll get it. We'll put Asensio in, and that will be our team. So we are going to trade in another icon pack, guys. Man, what I would love out of this icon pack, there are 4 players ultimately that I would love. First and foremost, I would love Lothar Matthäus, because I think he would just be he's the missing link that will allow me to go on to win World Cup after World Cup after World Cup. Secondly, I would love Lev Yashin, because he will be one of the best goalkeepers that we can get in this game mode and will be great for us. Third and fourth, R9 or Thierry Henry. Those 4 are really the kind of 4 that I would be absolutely loving to get. Let's see who it's going to be. Icon number 6 for this team, I think. German, centre mid, it's Lothar Matthäus, let's go! Yes! Yes! That is humongous for our team, guys. Oh, that makes a world of difference for us. That is fantastic. I don't know how I'm going to build the team now, because we've got Keylor Navas, Fernandinho and Lothar Matthäus. But man, that is some luck right there. We'll pop him into the team. Oh, that's a huge pull. I said to you guys, Lothar Matthäus is number 1 for me as to who I would like in this team. I don't know how we're going to link this team up now, guys. But this is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.